I'm going to take a little break for a few weeks after this, so I don't know if I'll be releasing any clips over that time. I might just do a music track, or I might do a live stream. But other than that, I'll see you all in about a month. So it's very warm today and I'm a bit sweaty, but I'm about to pick up something very special for the studio. So let's get down to the post office, let's pick it up and let's see how we go. Whew. Heavy. Very exciting. Oh. Oh. Hello. Well, that break was a little longer than I was expecting. So today we're going to focus on the Lexicon 224XL, which means it uses a LARC, and we'll be using the Prophet 6 as a sound source to actually do a bit of exploration and see what this reverb can do. So without me rambling on any further, let's take a look. So I suppose the first thing I should do before we turn the reverb through, is I'll actually give you a sound. So I'll play the Prophet 6 without including the Lexicon and we'll see what the sound's like. Alright, so let's bring the Lexicon in. I've got the Lexicon on a bus which goes out through to the Lexicon, through that, back into one of the direct ins to the console. So let's give it a go. So I've been after a 224 for quite a long time. So I've purchased about 3 of these so far on eBay at what I consider to be a good price, and every one of those has been cancelled by the seller. Now, this one I didn't want to let go. There's a reason for that. This one is super special. This used to belong to a Sydney studio called Paradise Studios that was owned by Billy Field, and that was the studio to go to for a lot of Australian artists, a lot of big name Australian artists in the 1980s and 1990s. So groups such as Midnight Oil, NXS, Divinals, all recorded through this actual reverb. Actually, I'm cheating a little. For those that follow the studio, so this is the actual LARC that belongs to the Lexicon unit. You'll see it's missing a knob for the fader. Hopefully 3D printing can come in there. So besides me retro-brighting the buttons because they were in pretty bad condition, I'm still deciding how much the rest of this unit I really want to restore. It does have on the back, and I'm not sure if you can see this, but we'll give it a go. You never know, it might focus. It does actually say Paradise on the back, so even if I restore it, it's still got a bit of originality there. I'll probably just stabilise the bottom of the case. It's a little cracked. It's a little cracked and not so great condition. There's a little chip on the display up there and there's wear, which I may or may not replace, but we'll see, time will tell. So besides retro-writing the buttons and giving the whole thing a bit of a clean, I've not done too much to this LARC yet, and I'll decide how much I actually want to do, or do I want to keep it mostly in the state that it arrived in. So this is the default boot up sound that I have. Now I've obviously got the reverb turned up way higher than you normally would have it, but you're here to hear the reverb, not to hear my playing. Let's go for a much bigger reverb. How about, once again, a Vangelis size reverb. And one of the features here is I can change how the reverb affects the bass frequencies, and I can change how it affects the high frequencies, and I can actually cross over between the two. So I think what I'll do is I'll make it really tight on the bass, but huge on the high frequencies. We'll cross over around 1 kilohertz. Great. So we've got other flavors of reverb in here. So the way you actually move through the reverbs is, first of all, you select the type with bank. So let's go for a plate. Then you select the program by using the program button. So let's go for a rich plate. And then you just hit the program number and it loads up. So let's make that huge again. Well, that's a bit silly, but anyway, let's go with it. Alright, let's have a look maybe at another plate. So what else have we got here? We've got a small plate. Let's just go bog standard plate. Once again, let's make that a bit bigger. Yeah. And let's give the bass something. So a few moments after you adjust your settings, it'll actually change the display back to just a pretty static display of what you're actually using. So the way you can actually see what's been set is through these buttons down the bottom. So if you press those, you can see exactly what we've got here. So that's all well and good, but on here we have also multiple pages of settings. So this thing can go seriously deep with customization, and that is why this was everywhere. And a lot of the big studios still have these lexicons. You'll still see them on the consoles. It's just a fantastic sound. So let's go back to, maybe let's try a room. Small room, so I would say, so a lot of these room sounds great for drums, that type of thing. Let's have a listen. All right, so let's have a look at another room setting. Let's go for that small room. So the small room. So I'm going to go back. So let's take a look at the chamber. Let's go there. So obviously this is trying to mimic the actual chambers that a lot of studios used to have. Let's go crazy, crazy, crazy. So let's go really crazy. So let's probably want 35 seconds. Let's keep the bass low, but let's go for 35 seconds. One of the great things with the Lexicon is I find it stays out of the way of everything else in the mix. It just sits in a way that nothing else does. Like a lot of modern reverbs, if you set the time for something as crazy as, what did I set it? 35 seconds, it just would absolutely muddy up the mix. But you can hear it's got that dreamy quality. And I've got it turned up way higher than it should be. Alright, let's keep moving on. So we've done rooms, plates. Let's try some of these effects. So we've got chorus and echo. Ooh. That's got that sort of makes me think of Billy Joel or something like that. Alright, what else we got in here? Resonant chorus, I'm guessing that is. Wow. Wow. So what happens if we make that? Oh, note levels. Alright. Level 1, level 2. Oh, I'm assuming these are... I'm assuming what we're playing is here, and I really should be using the manual, but I'm assuming what we're playing here is some kind of carpless strong type resonance. Definitely has that. Let's go for a different setting. Not sure how I'd use that, but pretty cool. Alright, what else we got here? Multi-band delay, that's 4. So I hope you found this interesting. It's been quite a while since I've done a video, and with that in mind, I'm guessing this one's going to be a little clunky and maybe a little boring in places. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll chat to you next time.